There is a new chatter in town. The Dallas Stars are looking to clear cap space, and they are willing to trade their forward Mason Marchment. It seems like this is going to be a difficult period for the Dallas team because of the position they've found themselves in. But with this in mind, where could Marchment end up? And which team would be willing to give up tons of their assets for this luxurious addition? It seems like the Dallas Stars are ready to move on from Mason Marchment in this offseason, primarily because they are looking to create cap flexibility. The Stars have had him under contract since back in 2022, and he has had a major influence on the team ever since. In 81 regular season games last year, Marchment had 30 assists and 22 goals. But if we are to look at the reports coming from the fourth period, it's highly likely that it's going to end up on this note. It's not our intention to stir up drama where there isn't one. The trade talks haven't started, and so far he isn't linked with any team in the league. But what matters the most is the front office's belief in the Stars. They are looking at different ways to adjust their roster, and one of the best moves that they can do right now is move Marchment. He is holding a massive piece of their budget cap, and because they were eliminated from the NHL playoffs earlier this spring, the team is looking to review the flaw, weigh in on the pros and cons, and see where they can make some improvements. So why is exactly the cap pressure such a big thing to handle? According to NHL cap tracking websites, the Stars have limited financial room to sign new players or make key upgrades. So it's not like Marchment has asked for a trade. It's the position that the team found itself in that he needs to adapt to and seek a new environment. Elaborating further on this, David Panatta wrote, "The Stars are looking at possible ways to create cap flexibility, and Marchment's name has come up. As I mentioned, the team is yet to address these rumors, and Marchment has also not spoken publicly about the trade rumor. The story is still developing, and the Stars will likely make final roster choices over the next few weeks as the offseason continues. But one thing is for sure, big changes are coming our way, and it turns out that the Leafs are a very good destination for the services of Marchment. One way or another, the Leafs need to accept the fact that Mitch Marner is widely rumored to be on his way out. With this move, the Toronto team will find themselves with significant cap space and flexibility, which would fuel discussions about potential additions. One name that's gaining a lot of traction these days is Mason Marchment, a former Leaf who will definitely be under a lot of attention in the following period because of the situation that the Stars have found themselves in with the salary cap. Why would the Leafs be smart to trade for the man that once used to play for them? While he was originally dealt to Florida in a 1-for-1 swap for Dennis Malgin back in 2020, Marchment found his way to the Stars and has flourished as a very productive power forward. The numbers speak louder than words, but the fact that Marchment's team suffered a heavy loss against the Oilers in the playoffs goes to show that the team needs to make changes sooner rather than later. As I mentioned earlier in this video, Marchment holds a significant $4.5 million cap hit, and if Dallas is looking to move him, he would be a very good buy low opportunity for Toronto. Another name that is tied to rumors in Dallas is Matt Duchene. The veteran has been quite productive on both ends, finishing with 82 points this season, even though many considered him to be a strong fit for the Leafs at the age of 34, as he would have been bought at a reasonable cost. Current reports state that his preference is to stay in the US and re-sign with the Stars. Major roster moves are coming in both teams, the Leafs and the Stars, and it seems like Marchment is going to make some big shakeups in all of the NHL. A team that is ready to trade for him apart from the Leafs is the Detroit Red Wings. They are on the hunt to add more talent and grit to their roster this offseason, as they are hoping that the playoff drought will finally end. A trade that could intrigue the interest of the team has been made by the fans and the experts that use Puckpedia's Puck GM tool, in which the team would give up Jonathan Berggren and a 2025 second-round pick for the services of Marchment. It makes sense for both sides because Detroit will get the better forward, while Dallas will receive exactly what they are looking for: cap relief and a draft pick. As we speak, Marchment has 1 year left on his 4-year, $18 million deal. It's definitely an intriguing option because he could be a middle six forward for the Red Wings who adds some size and grit to the lineup, but he can definitely help on the offensive end as well. In return, the Red Wings would make sure to give up the rights on the second-round pick as well as Berggren. He is a pending restricted free agent and made just $825,000 last season. While having a stellar season, Berggren recorded 12 goals and 12 assists for 24 points in 75 games. However, it's worth mentioning that he didn't live up to the hype that was originally built around him, so a change of scenery is definitely needed if we want to see more out of the youngster. Let's not forget that Berggren was supposed to be a top 6 forward when he was drafted back in 2018 in the second round as the 33rd pick. But as the hype started to pressurize him, we cannot blame him for what is currently going on in Detroit. He needs a change of scenery and a new environment in which he will have bigger chances to thrive. According to NHL analyst Drew Dukowski, the centerpiece of Detroit's trade assets is precisely Berggren because of his immense value and potential that can be exploited with the right coaches around him. Elaborating further on this and how Berggren could be the key behind Detroit securing the services of Marchment, Dukowski said, "It is also worth mentioning that Berggren may be a trade piece for the Red Wings this offseason. Despite his poor season, Berggren is still an intriguing prospect, and Steve Yzerman could leverage that in a potential deal. Additionally, Detroit has more high-profile forward prospects on the way, including Carter Mazur, Nate Danielson, and Michael Brandsegg-Nygaard. It is very possible that Berggren already blew his one chance at being a staple for the Red Wings, and he may need to go elsewhere to live up to his potential. The key story here is that Marchment is the one who holds the biggest potential to shake things up in the upcoming period in the NHL. Of course, we're yet to see whether or not the Stars would be willing to accept any kind of offer that releases them from the massive salary cap hurdle they have with Marchment, but the situation is as clear as the sky. They need changes, and the biggest asset to their changes is precisely their superstar Marchment. With all this in mind, where do you think Mason Marchment will end up now that his team is willing to trade him? And more importantly, do you think it's a smart thing to do in order to move on and build a team that won't revolve around one centerpiece? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.